We're here with Tommy Vetterli from Coroner. Tommy, how does it feel? How did it felt to play Hellfest last night with so many people watching?
Felt amazing, man. It was, yeah, amazing.
You see by your face that you weren't probably expecting as much. I was talking to Ron earlier, and he was just amazed how many people were watching Coroner. You as well?
Yeah, me too, yeah.
You weren't expecting so many people?
Sorry. Okay, we'll go into that now. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I knew I played Hellfest last year with my other band, 69 Chambers, and I know that it's a very big festival, you know, so kind of expected that many people.
Could you tell me something from the time of the formation of the band? How did the band come into form? And there's the rumor of a band called Coroner before the Death Cult demo, playing hard rock and stuff like that.
That's true. Yeah, that was actually a band that Marky was in. They played like they sounded something like Motley Crue or more in that direction. And this band broke up, and Marky just took over the name and the logo. But we don't have something to do with them.
Then you recorded the Death Cult demo, which made a big impact. How did the first record on Noise get received by the fans? That is.
Pretty good.
Tell me something. There was a big difference from the first three albums, which were released in 3 different years. They were a lot faster than, for instance, Mental Vortex, which is a more thoughtful album, a more constructed album.
Yeah, it changed in that direction from album to album, I think.
You can start to see it in Punishment for Decadence a bit. But then it was in Mental Vortex that the big noticeable change, softer.
You know, after a lot of touring and playing live, you check that some of the songs, they work great on album, but not live, you know. So we changed the direction a little bit towards that. Wrote more stuff that works very good live.
Is that why you keep playing the stuff from Mental Vortex and Green live now in the recent times?
Yeah, totally. Well, actually, we play from all the albums stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, like the newer stuff, I favor the newer stuff, of course.
Why did you change the tuning on Reborn Through Hate, for instance? It was tuned a bit lower, I guess.
Yeah, it's because we play all the songs, you know, from album to album. We changed the tuning a little bit, and it ended up like 3 half step on the last one we did on the compilation, and now we play all the songs lower. Otherwise, we would have to change guitars all the time, and I think they sound actually heavier when they tuned a little lower.
The band broke up after Green, which is still regarded by the fans as a great album.
After Green, actually.
After the compilation.
Yes.
What led to the band separating at that point?
Yeah, it was just a time after like 11 or 12 years together to do something different, to play with other musicians, and everybody was bored a little bit.
Life goes on, right?
Yeah, also, I mean, there wasn't like a problem or we didn't have fights, nothing. It was just like, hey, let's do something, let's try something different.
How was your experience in Creator, playing with Milo?
Yes.
Milo?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I played with them for about 3 years. Did 2 albums with them. It was a great time.
Did Mila let you write anything on the albums? Because he normally tends to write most of the guitar parts.
Yes. The first album I recorded with them, I just joined the band like 2 weeks before they entered the studio, so there is none of my songwriting in there. But the second album, Endorama, there is a few songs I wrote together with Mille.
There's another thing that it's probably easier to get with you guys from the band itself. There are the reissues from your first albums up till Mental Vortex, from Sanctuary, dated from 2007. But everybody says they aren't legit. Sanctuary bought Noise Records, and
That's right.
how did that happen? Are they legit?
I have no idea. Actually, I wasn't interested in that anymore. That's like Noise. I don't know, they stopped or whatever, and they sold the whole back catalog to Sanctuary, and now the Sanctuary sold everything to Universal.
So to the people who buy those albums, they are legit copies. Just they don't give you any money. Is that right?
I never get money from that, never.
Which sucks, clearly.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't knew about that they did reissues.
You didn't knew? Because it's probably it's one of those things, because to get the noise editions, it's pretty rare. So people normally go for those, but there's always the pending question of the rights of the albums.
Okay.
Do you plan on, now that you know, I thought you knew, but now that you know, do you plan on doing anything to get proper reissues that get you the rights you have?
Yeah, we talked to Universal, and we're gonna work something out with them. Yeah. Because we work on a DVD, live stuff, new stuff, old stuff, interviews, stuff like that.
So a new DVD coming up, and probably reissues for the albums.
Probably, yeah.
Anything about joining together more than this tour? Anything like recording sessions or some new
There's
material?
no plan yet. We might record one song just to check how, we don't know.
How things are, right? Okay. Just one more question regarding the recent trend of thrash becoming more popular. A lot of newer bands are forming up again, and thrash is again on the edge of things. How do you feel about that? Does that influence Coroner coming back also?
Actually not. The influence was more like people on the internet, like, it was amazing. Like, they still love that stuff we did like 20 years ago. That was the reason, actually.
For the fans.
Yes.
As long as the fans keep pushing you to do more things, do you feel the power to do so?
I mean, yeah, it helps when they push us, for sure.
Okay, Tommy.
Like I said before, we don't have a plan. We want to do things slow, just like 2 years ago, we thought, we're never gonna do a reunion or play live, and then it changed, so I can't say what's gonna happen in the future.
Okay. We'll see in the next few months or next year. Thanks a lot, Tommy. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you.
This is Julio Valada for Riff Magazine.